watching the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Guarneri Pizzeria.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Frye Show. I'm your host, Zach Farrell, filling in for Joe Hurlbert this week. Every week, we bring you Coach Frye here to discuss the previous week's game and talk about the future and the upcoming opponents and look at a little clips. Bo, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Bo, tough week to say the least. Some good plays from your offense, not so good plays from your defense, a little bit of good special teams. I guess my only question is, as a coach, when you have a game like that, do you accent the offense? Do you point out the defensive mistakes, or do you just burn the film and move on to Shawnee?
Well, I think that's a loaded question. I think I don't think you do a little of all of those. I think you keep moving forward, number one, but you don't forget about the past, the things you did wrong. So obviously we didn't play very well in the secondary. We didn't execute. We turned the ball over 3 times on offense, and we didn't finish drives. We didn't play great special teams. So there was very little positive on Friday night. But you don't dwell on it. You go back to work, and like we have, and our kids have come back, and they've really worked hard these last couple of days in practice, so that's all you can ask for.
Well, that's great. We're going to jump right into clips, though. So, unfortunately, starting out here with I just thought that, the Van Wert's first offensive play sort of set the tone for them the rest of the game, just showing their offensive touchdown. From there on, it was sort of an offensive shootout. Who was going to keep scoring, and could anybody stop each other down the field? Yeah,
and we weren't stopping them. We're letting balls go over our head, and that's fundamentally, we're not going to sit here and make excuses for anyone, from coaches, players, anyone. We can't let balls fly over our head.
But offensively, you were able to respond. As a couple possessions later, this is a nice sweep from Sullivan.
Mm-hmm. Sullivan, he's pretty good at running the sweep, and we're getting people out in front. And we just got to continue to do that. We got to continue to do what we do here. We're not going to the spread ever. You know what I mean? So we're going to run the sweep, and we're going to run the trap, and we're going to run the dive, and we're going to be successful at it, and we're going to get better every single day at doing that.
This next play, Coach, last week you talked with Joe about making the trap great again. And as a center, I was very excited to hear that. Yeah. You and I ran a lot of traps back in 2004. Yeah. And this was a nice trap from Aiden Hinkle for a touchdown early in the game.
It was a very good run. Hinkle had a very good night. Kids really came on, and he's playing good, unselfish football, which we love about him. But we're blocking pretty well up front. But like I said, there were some good plays, but it's got to be consistent every single play.
Just another view of that from the back end zone. And for those uninitiated to Rough Rider football, I thought they can slow that down themselves and watch it. But you see the center go to the left there, the guard come across from the left to the right, make the trap block. One question I did have for you, Coach, as I was watching that is the front side guard fakes a sweep pull.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit new.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while.
New from the way we ran.
I'm not going to give you the whole insides and outs of it there, exactly. We run some traps where we run some sweeps with it, and it's a little thing that we do.
Gotcha. Well, we'll move on to the next play. I just included this play here from Aiden Pratt, just showing that even when our defense could sort of get him running and rolling out, he still was able to make smart plays down the field and find open receivers. And it was tough all night because he didn't make a lot of mistakes.
He didn't. Testament to him, and he's a very good football player and obviously the best player in the league. But we got to be better on our end.
Yeah. This next play was a nice defensive tackle on the outside, just kind of a quick pass. And these sort of things, sometimes you can miss time, but we did a good job of wrapping them up and flying to them.
Yeah, very good tackle there.
Not to be outdone, Keegan Sharp had a nice night on a few runs, and this was a very nice sweep again to the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And really, what I noticed with Keegan is that he makes a lot of his own plays down the field. Very good at the spin moves and making good cuts.
He plays extremely hard. He really likes football and really likes his teammates, and that's a pancake to him. Or pancake. Next one's a pancake. Sorry about that. That's a testament to him playing hard all 4 quarters. So.
Well, Coach, this really got me excited. Another trap down near the goal line. And I want everybody to watch big number 77 on the left with a nice pancake block here.
Yeah.
Comes across and picks up the linebacker like he's supposed to, and there they are laying on the ground there at the end of it. So
he's all of 360 pounds, so when he gets his body on people, good things happen.
I've been telling people, too, a lot of, some people are when there's somebody that big, they're worried that they're not going to be fast enough off the ball, and you can see right there that he's got the feet to make it work.
Yeah, when he wants to go, he goes. Mm-hmm.
Able to score then on a QB sneak and just a really good surge from your offensive line because that goes 3 or 4 feet into the end zone there.
Yeah.
Coach, this next play was potentially a momentum changer early on in the game. Onside kick called and just executed perfectly by Jay Schaefer.
Yeah, it was very good. We've been repping that for a long time. I've been planning on using it for the last 5 weeks, but it came that time. But after that, we have the momentum. We have to continue the momentum, and we're not doing that yet. So I've got to get that fixed.
The next play was I just was showing even when we got some pressure on Pratt, still able to make a throw down the field. So, but the throw was a little off, I believe. It's still a pretty good throw down the field to an open guy, but fortunately, a little bit off.
Kind of how the whole night went on defense. If you're a play away, you're a step away, balls. That's about the only one they didn't catch. So.
Coach, this one I just wanted to ask you: was this a broken play or was it a called QB sweep?
It was a broken play.
Okay.
The ball got out, and there's the little things that if you don't execute, bad things happen. I think we were down by 7. We were driving to go in, and it put us in second and 15 instead of 2nd and 5. So those are the little things that we have to execute on, and. Like I said, that's on me, and that's on our staff.
I just wasn't sure the night of, so I can't pass up the opportunity to ask you for sure about it.
No, it was
curiosity gets the best of me.
Ball hung out, it hit the fullback, missed the handoff. Whenever you miss the handoff, you follow, and that just wasn't executed.
Another an excellent trap by Hinkle here later in the game, and we've also got a end zone view of that.
Yeah.
Able to make a nice move at the end of the play, but making the trap great again, it was a big tool for you on Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully we can continue that. That's the trap's been a big part of this offense since about 1955. So it's going to continue to be a big part of this offense. The last few weeks it hadn't been great. They've tried to stop the trap, and they kind of gave us the trap this week. So we take it when it's there. Yeah,
I noticed that a lot of the initial teams were sitting on the inside, so you guys were running more of an off-tackle trap, and Aiden Hinkle was running that well as well.
Yeah.
But it's really nice when you can get that true inside trap going because it sucks people in more and it opens up your sweep. So
we put a lot of time into the trap.
Right. Yeah. Coach, just a question here. They were called for encroachment on the extra point. You guys declined that. Is that because you want to keep the angle back?
Yeah, because you move it up, it just changes the tee, it changes the spot. If we would have decided to go for 2, we would have accepted it. But,
right.
Now PAT, it's in the same spot, and kid kicks them, Rush kicks them 100 of them in practice. So obviously we don't want to change anything.
No use to change it up or change the angle and make it. Yeah, that's what we thought, but I wanted to double check on that one as well. Coach, this was a deep pass interference call towards the end of the half, which on a 4th down, which put you guys into position to score, which was just thought about showing it. I got both angles here, but I thought it was a really nice job route running from Sullivan. Yeah. He's 3 yards past the guy when the ball's in the air. So
we had him. Under through it a little bit. It's what it is. This is poor execution on more than just the quarterback, the blocking, everybody. You got to make sure you complete those things.
And unfortunately, then that couple, maybe one play later, a couple plays later, led to this interception.
It could have been a whole different ball game going in only down 7 at the half. But like I said, you can't turn the ball over 3 times when you can't stop their offense. So, like I said, there was very few positives from last Friday, but we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do our stuff right, and we're gonna be a better football team each week.
Then onside kick to start the second half.
You know what? I was shooting bullets. You know what I mean?
Well, I agreed with it when it was called. I thought the way that we weren't responding to their offense very well, and we needed to try for that momentum again.
It was there. He just didn't get enough of it.
Yeah, I thought it was set up real well again. If it would have gotten further, it would have really made a good play on it. This wasn't a permanent goal line stop, but it was a stop at the goal line. It was a nice job, surge from the line. And this is what I thought if we could get them in more situations with short field that we would have a chance with them right here. So I guess a good surge on that goal line stop. And then I know Joe's highlighted him before, but Carter Steinberg with a nice catch here.
This is actually Caleb Felder.
Oh, that's Felder. Okay.
Caleb Felder. He rotates with Steinberg at the split. And
sorry, Mr. Felder.
He can catch the ball very well.
I guess should look at the numbers better.
Yeah, and he's a great kid. You know, if he was about 4 inches taller, he'd be playing about every position for us. But sometimes those little guys, they got to find a role, and he's finding his role.
Coach, I wasn't kidding. I really liked all the traps I saw on Friday night. We had another trap here from Hinkle, making the trap great again.
Yeah. I told you that was coming all the way before it. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and Hinkle can run the trap very well, and we're very aware of that. He's been doing it for 4 years. So.
And we just got another end zone view of that. Just nice to see that guard stay low, get on the hip. Nice little trap block there.
It really wasn't blocked right there.
No.
We weren't blocking it super great at times. Sometimes it's just where they're aligned, you know.
So running past them before they know where the
it's
ball
at,
is. Yeah.
It's almost like the dive.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You hit it before they have a chance to react to it.
Yeah.
Sullivan with a nice touchdown run then. Nice hard run. And extends the ball over the goal line.
Not a great job by the O-line there. Not a great job, sustaining blocks.
No, more Sullivan doing it on his own.
Yeah.
Right. Just showing the extra point by Logan Rush. Made 5 extra points on the night.
Yeah.
Did have one blocked later that we'll talk about, but
he was just too slow to the tee on the last one.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to ask. Was that on the blocker, or is that on him just needing to be faster?
It was a little bit of both. Kind of like the whole night went. You know, it was a little bit of everything. You know, so but he was a little slow to the tee, and we didn't exactly protect it great either. So
nice pass and catch here. Wanted to highlight deep ball to Sullivan, and this time didn't underthrow him. Hit it perfectly.
Yeah, nice catch, nice throw. It's a good throw, good catch.
Yeah, over-the-shoulder catches like that are so difficult, and especially with a helmet on.
Yeah.
And Sullivan has shown a couple times this year able to do that pretty well. And then, Coach, nice rollout from your quarterback and a nice pass into the end zone.
Yeah.
So
when it's executed right, it's nice.
Yep. Later in the game then, defense was able to get a sack on Aiden Pratt.
Yeah.
A little bit of a high snap, but good penetration from the defense there. Wish we could have saw that more often, but that's good play there. Yeah. And then, Coach, you've been talking about this all year, and I've been talking to Joe about it, how close our kick returns have been all season. It's just been guys like sneaking in on the outside, and the middle's been open, and finally we saw a chance here.
Yeah.
Down to the 1 yard line. I can't believe how close it was.
Yeah.
And it shows the speed of Van Wert too. Look at this, like their ability to catch up to him, because Sharp is as fast as I've seen on our team, but he's also playing both ways. Probably tired by the end of the game there a little bit, but
maybe it finally hit. You know, he hit it really well, and we blocked it well, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We've got to do it all together in one.
Right.
So.
And then, Coach, towards the end of the game, Jay Shaver with another. I feel like we see one of these each game. Knocks down the ball at the line. I told Joe, I think hopefully one of these days we're going to see him actually pick it off right there at the end of the line.
That'd be great.
Make a great play. So, Overall, about 26 plays that we went through there. A lot of good offensively, not so great defensively, but we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to move on to next week and talk a little bit about Shawnee.
Thank you, Zach.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Gwinneri Pizzeria.
The Defiance Bulldogs defeated the Kenton Wildcats 42-6, and Wapakoneta Redskins defeated Shawnee Indians, your opponents this week, 27-0. Only one that jumped out at me a little bit was maybe the Salina and Elida game, because Elida had looked pretty good earlier in the season, although they hadn't gotten really into the meat of their schedule. But Salina seems like they're continually improving. Any thoughts about any of those scores?
Well, I think, I think the rest of the way here, we're going to see athletic quarterbacks. We're going to see athletic offenses. We're going to see very athletic football teams. And if we don't come to work every day and get better, it's going to be a long second half of the year. But our kids kids are resilient. You know what I mean? They play through. And great things are going to happen in the last 5 weeks.
Looking at the standings for the WVL, Wapakoneta leads away with a 4-0 record. Elida with drops to 3-1. Van Wert 3-1. Salina 3-1. St. Mary's 2-2. Defiance 2-2. Shawnee 1-3. Kitten 1-3. Otto Glandorf 1-3, and Bath 0-4. So, but plenty of season left is what I look at that, and a lot of chances, especially for St. Mary's, to improve that record and hopefully go not add another loss for the rest of the year. So, speaking of which, we've got St. Mary's will be traveling to Shawnee this week. Shawnee is a program that seems to go up and down. Some years they can be very tough, and other years not so much. What are your thoughts looking at film? What kind of offense and defense are Shawnee going to be showing?
Well, first off, we're going to Shawnee on Shawnee's homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
So that's obviously a tough battle for us. They play a lot better at home. They always have. Coach Cooper's been around football for a long time, so he knows how to coach football. His staff does a great job. So they returned quite a few kids on defense coming into the year. They've kind of had some injuries here and there. They've been a bit of a Chinese fire drill in some areas, but they have a lot of great athletes. And if we don't get off the bus ready to play football, it could be a tough one. So, but our kids, like I said, they've came to work. It's been a great week of practice, and they're going to continue to come to work, and we're going to be just fine.
Well, not to dwell in the past, but of course, my senior year, 2004, we lost to Shawnee 7-6.
Yeah, we did.
That was that was at Shawnee.
Yeah,
that was tough. They played very well.
Yeah,
and it was either homecoming or their parents' night or something like that. I remember. So. Yeah, they're always tough at home.
They are. Mm-hmm.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me this week, and especially after that tough loss. But we got Shawnee this week. Rider Nation Station is going to be there to bring you all the clips and the live game. Mm-hmm. And good luck this week.
Hey, thank you very much.
We'll see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Bo Frye Show.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Gwinneri Pizzeria. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.